Alright, assalamu alaikum. Good morning, how are you today?
Fine.
Very good, very good. It's good to be here. Today we're going to look at the third type of sentences. Remember that in the previous lectures we talked about simple sentences and compound sentences. And like I said before, in order to write and to have very good level of writing, we have to vary our sentence structures. That is to say, we have to use more than one sentence structure. We learn two types of sentence structures, which are simple sentences and complex sentences. So today we're going to look at complex sentences, which is the third type. But before we look at, or in order to understand complex sentences, we have to understand two things I think that you should be familiar with, which are a clause. What is a clause? What is a dependent clause? And what is an independent clause? First, does anyone know what do we mean by a clause? Does anyone know what we mean by a clause? All right. Yes, please.
It's a group of words that contains subject and verb.
Very nice. So a clause is, yes, please. Very nice. It's a complete sentence. It's not necessarily a complete sentence, but we're talking about a clause as a group of words having one subject and a verb. Like, let's look at the definition here. It's a group of words that contains a subject and a verb, and here we have to understand two types of clauses. We're something we call independent clauses and dependent clauses. An independent clause is or has a subject-verb combination, subject-verb pair, and this is important, expresses a complete thought. It expresses a complete thought. That is to say, it is like a simple sentence, or it is a different name for a simple sentence. Okay? So, and in other words, it can stand alone. Let's look at these examples. John walked down the dusty road. Is this a clause?
Yes.
Yes, it is a clause, and it is actually an independent clause because it expresses a complete idea and it has a subject and a verb. Similarly, Paris has excellent art museum. Again, this is an independent clause because it has a subject and a verb and expresses a complete meaning. And also, we finished our homework. Again, does it express a complete meaning? Yes, and therefore it is called an independent clause. All right? Or a simple sentence. Okay? The second type is a dependent clause. What do we mean by dependent clause? It's very much from its name, dependent. That is to say, yes, it has a subject and it has a verb, but the meaning is not complete. That is to say, it cannot stand alone. That is to say, we cannot consider it a sentence. All right? Let's see. And generally, dependent clauses start with the subordinators. For example, since, after, when, while, as soon as, although, because, until, whenever, and so on. Okay? Let's look at these examples. While we were watching the film, does it express a complete meaning? No. Of course. Yes, we have a subject and we have a verb we're watching, but it doesn't express a complete meaning. As soon as Ahmed arrived, again, the idea is not complete. The reader would expect something like, what happened? Okay? So again, it is incomplete meaning. After she finished her homework, again, not a complete meaning. Because it was cold and rainy, again, the idea is what happened after that or then. Then, again, the idea of dependent clauses is that, yes, it has a subject and a verb, but the idea is not complete. Is this clear? All right. Now, what are some of these subordinators that I talked about that generally start with dependent clauses generally start with subordinators. We have a group of them. We should remember them because every time we see a clause beginning with these subordinators, immediately we have to think that this is a dependent clause because when they come to a sentence, they make it dependent. They make the meaning incomplete. For instance, after, okay? After, for example, I will go straight to bed after I finish writing this paragraph. What we have here are two clauses. After I will go straight to bed. Complete idea. After I finish writing this paragraph, again this is dependent clause. As soon as she left, she felt better. As soon as she took the medicine. Or wait for a green light before you can cross the street. And similarly, these are some more. Since, until, when, whenever, while, and so on. We call them time subordinators. Okay. We also have something called reason subordinators. What do you mean by reason? That is to say, they show the reason or show the case. For example, because Jack excels at sports, because he trains hard. Or since, as a reason subordinator, not as a time. And the same thing as they want to compete in a marathon, they run every day. We also have something called place subordinators. That is to say, they relate to or refer to a place. For example, I can never remember where I put my house keys, and whenever. As a baby animal follows its mother wherever she goes. Alright, is this clear?
Yes.
Very nice. Alright, now let's look at your textbook, page 80. Okay? And try to decide first what is a dependent clause and what is an independent clause. Alright? Sorry, at page 79. 79, I'm sorry. 79. Okay? Just read very quickly these sentences and decide what is the independent clause and what is the dependent clause. كمان ساعة بالضبط كمان ساعة راح التصوير مزبوطش عشان الإضاءة مشكلة الغرفة مسكرة ومكتومة ما ينفعش عشان الإضاءة. Alright? Remember, like what we just said, that an independent clause expresses a complete idea. It's a subject and a verb and expresses a complete idea, whereas a dependent clause, yes, it has a subject and a verb, but the meaning is incomplete. That is to say, it cannot stand on its own feet. It cannot express a complete idea. Let's look at number 3. Yes, please, over there. It's an independent clause. Very nice. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, independent clause. Yes. Yes, please.
It's hard to do this in the winter.
Independent clause. Very nice. Independent clause. Very good. Yes, please.
When I go to work, dependent.
When I go to work, dependent clause, because it doesn't express a complete idea. Yes, over there. That's correct? Yes. Independent clause. 7. Yes, please.
After I get home from work, dependent clause.
Dependent clause. Very, very good. Yes, please.
It is still dark, independent clause.
Very nice. Independent clause. It is dark and it's very hot here today. Okay? Yes, please.
I can always take a walk on weekends, even in the winter.
Independent. Is that correct? Yes. Very good. Very good. Yes, please.
When it's raining, of course, dependent clause.
Dependent clause. Very, very nice. Yes, please.
I never go out, independent clause.
Independent clause. All right. And yes, please.
On rainy days, as soon as the alarm clock rings, independent clause.
Why is it independent clause? Very nice, because it has as soon as, and the meaning is not really complete. So it is a dependent clause. All right. And finally, yes, please.
I turn over and go back to sleep.
It's an independent clause because it expresses a complete idea, and it can stand alone as a simple sentence, Okay. Now, with this understanding of the difference between independent clauses and dependent clauses, we come to understand what a complex sentence means. Okay, a complex sentence is what? Is at least or contains at least one independent clause and one or more dependent clauses. Let's consider this sentence. John cannot focus on his study. Is it dependent or independent? Independent clause, because complete idea. Because there is so much noise outside, and a dependent clause. So what we have here, John cannot focus on his study because there is so much noise outside. This is what we call a complex sentence. It's made up of one independent clause and one dependent clause. And notice the subordinator here. It begins the dependent clause. Is this clear? Yes. All right. Let's see another example. She will go to college in the city after she finds a job. What we have here is again an independent clause. She will go to the city or college in the city, and the dependent clause is after she finds a job. All right. All right. And notice the subordinator here after. It's a time subordinator. And the third final example. When I first moved to the city, what happened? I was afraid to drive in the crowded and narrow streets. Okay, what we have here is a dependent clause plus an independent clause. What do we notice here? Is that whenever you begin with a dependent clause, just put a comma after the end of that dependent clause. Alright? But, on the other hand, if you start with an independent clause, do not put any commas. Is this clear?
Yes.
Alright, just remember this punctuation as you write your complex sentences. Alright? Alright, let's just go back and let's look at this exercise, and identify the independent clauses in these following complex sentences. Alright? Just read these sentences and identify the dependent clauses in each one of them. Alright, let's see the first one. What is the dependent clause, please?
Because it was raining.
Because it was raining. Yes. Very good. So this is the dependent clause. The second one, yes, please.
When I feel sick.
When I feel sick. Alright. And notice the punctuation here. Very good. Very good. Yes, please.
Since I never invited him.
Very nice. Smart is not going since I never invited him. Very good. Very good. Yes, please.
If you want to be the unit to order it now, it's independent.
Very nice. It's it's a dependent clause. Very nice. If you want a pizza, all right. And yes, please.
The students were in the test problems until the teacher told him to stop.
Until
The teacher.
yes, until the teacher told him to stop. Very good. Yes, please.
As soon as the teacher told them to stop writing.
Very nice. As soon as the teacher told them to stop writing, comma. Is that correct? Yes, there is a comma here. All right. Yes, please.
Since noise can change the heat rate and increase blood pressure.
This is all a dependent clause. Very nice. All right. Okay. Now let's look at another example, and let's now do the work of joining dependent and independent clauses to form complex sentences. All right. Let's very quickly read these sentences and join each two these sentences or pairs of clauses to form a complex sentence. Okay. Yes, please. All right. Remember to join these two clauses to form a complex sentence. Yes, let's see your answer, please.
He ran all the way to school because he was late this morning.
Very nice. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. Because
He was late.
he was late this morning. Very good. Yes, the second one.
We won't be able to play until the crowd stops shouting.
Is that correct? Yes, until or unless. All right. Until or unless the crowd stops shouting. All right. Yes, please.
The men always have to wait in a line whenever the line is long.
Very nice. Whenever the line is long. Is there another answer? Because the line is long. All right. I would prefer whenever as a time coordinator. A time subordinator. Whenever the line is long. Okay. Yes, please.
After I think about my third grade teacher, comma, I have warm feeling inside.
Very nice. After I think about my third grade teacher, comma, I have a warm feeling inside. Is there another answer? Yes, please.
I think about my third grade teacher when I have, then I have.
Then, I wouldn't prefer then, but whenever. Is that correct? Whenever. Whenever I think about my third grade teacher, comma, I have a warm feeling inside. Okay? Let's see number 5. The milk spoiled, it was 2 weeks old. That's an easy one.
When the milk spoiled?
Because, yes, the milk is spoiled because it was 2 weeks old. And finally, he was upset about his toy, it was broken. Yes, please, read it.
He was upset about his toy
Because it was broken. Alright, is this clear? So all of these cases are examples of complex sentences. Okay? Alright. Now, let's complete these sentences using a subordinator and a dependent clause. Alright? Okay. So, write a dependent clause that changes the simple sentence into a complex sentence using any of these suitable subordinators to form or to complete the sentence. Okay? So you have to write your own dependent clause using any one of these subordinators appropriately. All right? Okay? All right, let's complete these simple sentences to form complex sentences. Yes, please.
Because you are tired today, comma, you can go to the movies on Saturday.
Okay, very nice. You can, because you are tired today, you can go to the movies on Saturday. Is there another answer? Very nice. Yes, please.
After we finished the homework, comma, we can go to the...
You can, or we can go to the movies on Saturday. So we can say, after you finish all your homework, comma, you can go to the movies on Saturday. All right? After you finish your homework, you can go, comma, you can go to the movies on Saturday. Or, very nice. Number 2.
We talked on the phone for hours because we haven't talked to each other.
Because, very nice, because we haven't seen each other for a very long time. Or because we didn't see each other for a very long time. Is there another answer? Who have a different answer?
When we have a spare time.
Alright, when we have spare time. Whenever we had. Alright, let's complete it like this way. Whenever we had, because after we talked, not we talked. Whenever we had free time. Okay, very good. Let's see number 3. We had yes, please. We had our way home after we moved into the new place last year. Very nice. After we moved in the new place last year. Is there a different answer? We had a hard time finding our way home. Yes, please, over there.
Because it was too dark.
Very good. Because it was very dark. Very dark and late at night. Okay? It was very dark and late. Very nice. Yes. Number 4. Blah, 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 blah. I asked my teacher to check it for mistakes. Yes, please.
When I wrote my essay, I asked my teacher.
Okay. Every time or when I write, or whenever I write my paragraphs or do some writing, I ask my teacher to check it for mistakes. Yes, please.
After I did my work, I asked my teacher to check it.
Then, after I did my homework, I asked my teacher to check it for mistakes. Or whenever, or when, or after, whenever I write a paragraph, or whenever I wrote a paragraph, I asked my teacher to check it for mistakes. Number 5, we had to be home before midnight. We had to be home before midnight. Yes, please, Amer.
Whenever we went out with friends, we had to be home before midnight.
Whenever we went out with friends, we had to be home before midnight. What was their sentence? It's the same sentence, okay? Because, let's see another one. Because my father, or because our father
Spanish.
asked us.
You can also say since.
Since, very nice. Asked us, so we had to be home before midnight. Okay. 6. The police searched every house.
Because they suspected a thief might be hiding in one of them.
Very nice, because they suspected that a thief might be hiding in one of these houses. Very nice, very good.
Because they want to arrest the murderers.
Because they wanted to uncover the whole truth. Or
After the crime happened.
after the crime. Let's see the easy one. After the crime took place. Or happened. Took place. Okay? Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, so these are all examples again of complex sentences. Whenever we write a complex sentence, we have to keep these 2 ideas in mind. A dependent clause beginning with one of these time or reason subordinates, since, after, whenever, for, before, while, and soon as, and so on, plus an independent clause. Let's finish with one more example, one more question, which is I'd like you to write 3 complex sentences, any 3 complex sentences that you can think of, okay? Just any 3 complex sentences that you would like to write about any topic. Use any of these time subordinators because, when, after, before, whenever, as soon as, and so on. Or these reason subordinators because, as, or since. All right, who would like to, I'd like to see some examples of your sentences. Who would like to come forward and write her complex sentence? Excuse me, please, come forward. Who else? Oh, yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please. Just write it anywhere you want on the board. Yes. It doesn't write, just choose any of these two. Thank you. Just one. That should be enough. Thank you. That's all right. Thank you. All right. Let's see your classmates' examples. Just read them very quickly. After the last war over Gaza, many families don't have a place to live. What do you think? Good complex sentence?
Yes.
It's a good structure. Yes, because we have a a dependent clause, a dependent clause, plus, comma, very nice, and an independent clause. But we just need to fix some things. After the last war on Gaza, many families didn't have, just to make sure that the tense is correct. Alright, very nice, very nice. Alright, let's see this second one. She feel happy as soon as she get high marks in the exam. What do you think? Yes, a very nice complex sentence. She feel happy, independent clause, she feels. Is that correct? Yes. As soon as, very nice, this is a dependent clause. After she gets, as soon as she gets high marks in the exam. Again, it's a nice complex sentence. Very correct complex sentence. You see the third one. Because my mother get out, I stay at home. Is that correct? Yes, no problem in it. Because this is the dependent clause. And this is the independent clause. And because my mother gets out. Just remember subject-verb agreement. I keep talking about the subject-verb agreement because this is very important to make sure that every verb agrees with its subject. After we finished our homework, we went outside. Very nice sentence. Okay, let's see the last one. When I call my friends, I feel happy. Correct?
Yes.
Yes, very nice one. Okay, all right. Let us just finish with some more examples that you wrote.
As soon as I went shopping.
Very nice. Yes, please.
Palestine colors become the most common colors because of the Zionist crimes.
Because of Zionist crimes. Very nice. Yes, please.
When I graduate from IUG, I will have to search about a job.
When I graduate from IUG, I will have to search. Very nice. To search for a job. Yes, please.
When we become one hand, we can liberate our hand.
We can liberate. When we unite, stand united, we can liberate our homeland. Very good. Yes, please.
As soon as I finish my study, I will travel abroad.
As soon as I finish my study, I will travel abroad. And finally,
As I am a woman, I have the right to live at freedom.
very good. Very good. All right. Now, let's just summarize what we talked about in this class. A complex sentence is a very common type of sentence structure in English, and it consists of an independent clause and one or more dependent clauses. So please, next time whenever you write, just make sure that you include as many complex sentences in your writing as possible. And we'll finish it right here. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time, inshallah.